Welcome to another episode of Jesus and Adulthood. Today I have a special guest named or known as Benny, aka Benquisha.
I'm on so the streets know me as hit me. You know.
We want everyone off the streets, okay? Just a disclaimer. So
they get it back on the streets since Boris opened the pubs. But anyway, leave it all there.
I'm screaming. I'm absolutely screaming. So today we are going to talk about transitioning from. I mean, we're gonna talk about everything. We're gonna discuss all the things because I think it's important. We're going to talk about the transitioning from going to uni and having that, the support to a point, and then learning how to be independent when you come out of that and all of that stuff. But we also want to discuss how it is as a Christian and what are the different things that have kept you grounded as an adult that is still growing, evolving, learning about yourself, learning about the world you live in, and trying to find a rhythm and a pace for your life. So I have a set of questions for Benny. She's going to answer them to the best of her, I feel like a teacher, to the best of her ability. And we're just going to...
I'm actually crying. I'm just going to get straight into it.
And then we're going to get straight into these questions. So before we get to it, do you want to introduce yourself? Talk a bit about,
So as Dot said, I'm Benny. Streets know me as Benquisha. So if you know me as Benquisha from the streets. You know me as Benny, then you know me. Now joking, but so I graduated 2017 summer. So I've been out of uni for a while now. Now about 25, so just hit the mid-20s, 25 plus gang. But even without being out of uni for a while, I kind of worked so many different jobs because I was still trying to figure out what I actually wanted to do, because when I graduated I didn't have that immediate this is my career path, I know what I want to do. So I've kind of been in and out of different sectors of interest just to see play with my interest to see what I could actually get into. So I worked in radio for a bit, and then I was working in Amazon for a while as well, but currently now looking for work again because I had some career plans and then Corona happened. So here we are, still adulting, but I guess that's the background on me. University of Knots, boop boop. For anyone who wanted to know what uni I went
to. Okay, so I would say my first question would be then, how did you transition from being a uni student to full-on adulting?
I don't really think I don't even really think if anyone transitions. I don't think transition is the word, because I think you kind of don't. You're like, it's like one day you're uni student and then the next day you're not, and you're like, Ross, this is my life. You really, so it's weird for me to even describe it as a transition, because I feel like a transition is like, okay, you got to kind of morph into something else, whereas this one you feel like you haven't been able to morph. It's like, okay, yesterday I was this and now I'm this, and you're just like, wait, so what do I do? So I think it took a while even just to get used to being back at home again, because you get so used to like living by yourself and kind of making your own rules and being independent, to your mum shouting at you to wash the dishes again, and you're like, mate, I washed them at 9 p.m. She's like, bro, at my house you go wash them right away, and I'm like, listen, yeah, chill out. And then you got that clashing until you get that together again, and then just the pressure not only from other people but from yourself of like, all right, so now what am I gonna do? Because you can't just be like lying in your bed forever. So yeah, I don't know the answer to the question, but I would say it was it was more of a abrupt change as opposed to a transition, but just learning how to get up and be like, right, like we're gonna get on with it.
That's fair. That's fair. I think what you said was a good point, because there are a lot of people who I know at the moment who will watch this and they're in the final year of uni. They're trying to get their exams done, their dissertation, all of that stuff. And they are finding it very hard, knowing that they've got, like, as soon as the dissertation's done, they've got to start thinking about their career, what they want to do. And so, what would you say, or how would you say, as a Christian, has helped you in the sense of dealing with the pressures, like the outside pressures of life, and saying that, by the end of this age, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, you've got to have this. What would you say to someone who's struggling with that? They're coming out of uni, they still don't know what they want to do, they still don't really understand where they're at, and they're also Christian. What would your advice be?
I would say definitely to basically don't do on your own, because I was just gonna say, for me, that's exactly what I went through. Like, the key to getting it together during adulting as a Christian is turning to God and be like, okay, God, I need you to guide my steps. I need you to help me figure out like what I need to be doing, or like just what's a bad or good decision. Because when you leave that up to yourself, that's when all the pressure falls on you, and then that's when you kind of feel, you get very tired and weary very easily, and you kind of feel like a failure even if you are doing stuff, because it's just like there's so much pressure from so many directions that you're taking on all by yourself. Like, okay, I need to make sure I'm doing something that's ticking this box, and then someone's asking me like, oh, but why aren't you using this part of your degree, so then let me do that. Do you know what I mean? It's just too many things at once that you're trying to carry. So as a Christian, the key is don't do it alone. Like, you're not alone. As a Christian, you're not by yourself. So don't try and juggle the world by yourself, because it's only just gonna have a damning effect on you. I think it's very important to realize that God cares about every aspect of our life, not just like, oh, you're going to church and you're in the choir or whatever. He cares about what you're gonna do with your life, because he does have a purpose for your life. So like, it's okay to go to God and pray and be like, you know what, I just got uni, I don't know what I'm doing, but please help guide my steps. And that doesn't mean like you can't try a job, but then it's like, if you say you tried something and you're not sure, then obviously just go to prayer about it and be like, I'm not sure if this is where I'm supposed to be, but if it is, just like give me a sign, or speak to me through my spirit to let me know like whether I should keep going this way or should turn this way. And doors will open, like you will see like God working in your life that way. But when you try to do it alone, boy, that's when it get rough. And I've been there, so I already know.
Facts. And I think it's not even only with uni, it's with life. Like, you're gonna realize that there are certain things you're just not going to meet. Like, all this thing of getting your life together before 30, I don't know who brought it up, I don't know who made it up, but you'll realize that it's important to align your life with God's timing. Someone could find a job and it's perfect for them at the age of 22. Someone else could find their perfect career at 25. No one is better than the other. It's just about finding where you're at, finding where God wants you to be, and doing the best that you can, and committed to the process, because again, it's not always going to be easy. You're not always going to know what to do. But again, as you said, trusting in God, praying to God, and asking for direction, because we gonna need it in every season of our life. If it's not uni, it's going to be when we have children. It's going to be career, finances, buying a house, doing all this kind of stuff. So we need to learn how to do that now.
I think what you said about trusting the process as well is important, because for me, even though some parts of uni were a struggle, I feel like it didn't really hit that. Okay, when you get into life, there will be other struggles as well, because we're kind of, I don't think it's intentional, but you're kind of like sold this narrative in society and by like parents and stuff, like, okay, go to uni. Once you go to uni, you'll get a job, life's gonna be great, you're gonna do it. Do you know what I mean? Only from there you're thinking, once you go to uni, everything's up and up. Like, that's just like the image everyone gives you. So naturally, when you hit up and up, you're not thinking about the lows or the struggles that come with that. So when you come out of uni and now you're by yourself, and you feel like you're in a low place and you're being hit with scenarios that are not like good moments, you start to feel discouraged. But then if I know like what you're saying is, as in like it's part of the process, it wouldn't have been as discouraging, because it's just like, okay, this is just, do you know what I mean? This is just the motions I need to go go through in life. Whereas I know now, like, there's going to be ups and downs. But when you just come out and you're kind of sold the dream of, I get a job, do this. When something's not happening, so it's like, okay, I'm not getting a job, I'm not finding this. Then you just kind of feel very down. So yeah, I think the trust the process is a very good
That's
point.
true. I think it's because everybody always assumes that the grass is green on the other side, but also those who are on the other side never talk about the struggles they got to get there. It's like they know if you go to uni, you'll get a job, but they don't say to you, actually, you might not get it as soon as you graduate, but you'll get one. But they just don't go through like the details of
The
what.
details, yeah.
And sometimes you'll be like, you said I was gonna get this and I don't have it yet. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, it's different for everyone, because somebody can go find everything they need at this time, and then for you it might take another couple of years. But as long as you're all doing what God wants you to do, we're all gonna make it. All
Or
gonna...
even just knowing, because I know for a fact a lot of people struggle with like, what should I do, or what am I supposed to do, or like where should I go, kind of thing. Because some people have a clear direction they've always had, like from earlier, and then a lot of us actually don't. So then it's like, you know what you like, like what you want to do, but you're not sure what you should do, and more importantly, you're not sure if this, like, oh God, do you actually want me to do this, kind of thing, or is this just me acting off on my own, like 5-minute excitement, but it's not something that's going to sustain me. It's not something that, like, you really have a plan for me to grow and develop in. So there's that, like, struggle of questioning as well.
Yeah, but it's not what was I going to say? I think with every person you still go through that, because I'm thinking about me. I've always known I wanted to work with children, but even the process of how I started and where I am now wasn't easy at all. Like,
Yeah.
I had to start from the very bottom, and I had a degree, everything. People were like, why are you doing this job? It don't make no sense. You're getting paid but peanuts. Like, what are you doing? And I had to remember that if I go through this, it's gonna make sense. It might not make sense now, but
Yeah.
one day, because I had to know for myself why I was doing this, because people are looking at me like I'm crazy. I was doing jobs that people who didn't need a degree really at that time anyway. Nowadays they encourage people to get degrees and stuff, but at that time you could get like a level 3, level 2, and you can go, and we were getting paid the same, and people would be like, are you okay? Like, why are you doing this? And I knew, because if I ride this thing out, I'll be able to get the experience I need to actually do what I want to do. And so even then it's hard, because you know where you want to be in life, you know where God is calling you to do, but the steps you have to take to get there may not always be glamorous. It may not always make sense.
We should say it's a hill, not an escalator.
And I always find as well that we are very interested in the destination. Like, we want to just be
Facts.
We want to be getting there. But God is interested in the process, because I've realized even in the jobs that I had, I could have never done it how I do it now without going through those experiences and learning certain skills and dealing with certain customers and all that kind of stuff. So all of it is valid and all of it is valuable, and there's nothing you go through that is wasted, because at the end of it you'll realize, oh, you know, I needed to go through that, I needed to learn that to get where I am today. So yeah, it's all about patience and waiting. Sweet.